there are moments in history when the invisible becomes undeniable, when what we once called a coincidence starts feeling like a message. And 2025, dear soul, is one of those moments. You may have already felt it, a subtle shift in the air. Not a storm, no. Something deeper, quieter, like a whisper just beneath the noise of everyday life. A sense that something is coming, something no one truly expects, but perhaps our spirit already knows. Today, I'm diving into a collection of startling predictions for 2025 that stretch beyond mere speculation. These aren't just glimpses into possible futures, they're profound invitations to engage with the unfolding of our world on a deeper level. They call you to pause, reflect, and reconnect with your inner truth. What's on the horizon isn't solely about external shifts, global systems, technological leaps, or societal transformations. It's equally about the landscape within you, your emotional healing, your vibrant energy, and the unique purpose that pulses through your being. As you read, allow yourself to settle into this moment. Take a slow, intentional breath. Let this space become a sanctuary of clarity and presence, where you can anchor yourself in authenticity and rediscover what truly matters to you. These predictions are not fixed destinies, but possibilities shaped by collective choices and individual awakenings, urging you to align with the currents of change in a way that honors your deepest values. But before we continue, I invite you to like and follow our channel, Zen Companion. This is more than just a channel, it's a sanctuary for your soul. In a world that moves too fast, we offer you a space to slow down, breathe deeply, and reconnect with what truly matters. Each video is a gentle whisper from the universe, reminding you that peace is not a distant dream, but a quiet presence already within you. Here we speak of healing, purpose, and the invisible threads that connect us to our ancestors and to something far greater than ourselves. So if your heart is searching for clarity, if your spirit longs for stillness, or if you simply want to feel held by words that nourish, then stay with us. Let this be your soft place to land. Let little Zen and his friends be your guide back home. So, let's begin. There is an ancient teaching that whispers, when the student is ready, the teacher appears. Yet, as we stand on the threshold of 2025, what if the teacher defies all expectations? What if it isn't a wise elder, a charismatic guide, or a singular voice of wisdom? What if the teacher is the relentless flow of time itself, holding up a mirror to reflect truths we've sidestepped for far too long? This mirror doesn't flatter or distort. It reveals the raw, unfiltered essence of our choices, our fears, and our unspoken hopes. The first startling revelation of this pivotal year emerges not from the clamor of scientific breakthroughs, political upheavals, or technological marvels, but from a quieter, more profound source. It rises from the stillness of silence, where the mind unclutters and listens. It surfaces in the vivid imagery of dreams, those fleeting messages from the depths of our psyche. Most powerfully, it emanates from the collective subconscious, a shared wellspring of intuition, memory, and insight that binds humanity in ways we are only beginning to understand. This revelation invites us to tune into these subtle frequencies, to honor the wisdom that speaks when we dare to be still and truly see. A growing chorus of voices, intuitive healers, spiritual guides, and even scientists who once dismissed the mystical, are converging on a striking observation about 2025. The veil between the tangible and the ethereal will thin dramatically. This isn't a metaphor but a palpable shift, a dissolution of the invisible walls that have long separated the seen from the unseen. Ordinary people, regardless of their beliefs or backgrounds, will find themselves touched by extraordinary experiences, vivid visions that unfold without warning, ancestral memories surfacing like echoes from a forgotten past, and spontaneous awakenings that ignite profound shifts in perspective. These moments won't require meditation retreats, rituals, or deliberate seeking. They'll emerge organically, woven into the fabric of daily life. For some, this will feel like a gentle opening, a rediscovery of latent inner gifts. For others, the intensity of these encounters may spark confusion, even disorientation, as the boundaries of reality soften and the unfamiliar becomes undeniable. This phenomenon, whispered about in spiritual circles and now studied by curious researchers, suggests a collective quickening, a moment when humanity's sensitivity to the subtle energies of existence sharpens, inviting us to navigate this new terrain with curiosity and courage. Envision this: you stir from sleep in the hushed hours of the night, your pulse racing, not from dread but from a profound, almost electric sense of recognition that courses through you like a current. In the stillness, the remnants of a dream cling to your consciousness, sharp and undeniable. Perhaps it was an old woman, her weathered face illuminated by eyes that sparkled like a galaxy, her gaze piercing yet tender, as if she's known you across lifetimes. Or maybe a young boy appeared, unfamiliar yet achingly significant, his presence stirring a memory you can't place. Or it could be a scene of a war, vivid, chaotic, saturated with emotion, a conflict that feels both distant and imminent, unmoored from any timeline you recognize. The images are enigmatic, their meaning elusive, slipping through your attempts to pin them down. Yet beneath the surface, a quiet certainty hums. You know something, even if it defies articulation. This is no fleeting fantasy conjured by an overactive imagination. It's ancestral memory, a living thread of insight and experience passed down through bloodlines and beyond, rising now to whisper truths from the depths of your lineage. It's karma, not a ledger of debts or rewards, but a dynamic unfolding of interconnected choices and consequences, revealing patterns that weave your personal story into the broader human tapestry. These vivid, unsolicited visions, increasingly shared by people across diverse cultures, point to a global awakening, an intensification of our collective attunement to the subtle energies that pulse beneath reality. They beckon you to pause, to listen, and to trust the wisdom encoded in these fleeting yet potent glimpses of the eternal. The human spirit is weary, its exhaustion running deeper than the relentless pace of modern life or the weight of daily struggles. This fatigue stems from carrying burdens that were never mended, wounds that have silently festered across generations. The unspoken grief of our mothers, etched into their resilience, lingers in us. The stoic silence of our grandfathers, who buried their pain to survive, echoes in our own unspoken truths. Fear, handed down like a fragile heirloom, courses through our blood, shaping how we move through the world. These are not just personal scars but collective inheritances, threads of trauma and unprocessed history woven into the fabric of our being. As 2025 dawns, it will not merely be a sequence of events, political shifts, technological leaps, or global changes. It will be a year of remembrance, a time when the past demands to be seen. This reckoning will stir the depths of our collective memory, bringing to light stories and sorrows long buried. The process will be painful, like sunlight piercing through a long-shuttered room, illuminating dust and shadows. Yet this pain is not without purpose. It is necessary, a vital step toward acknowledging what has shaped us, so we might begin to release what no longer serves. Across communities and cultures, this wave of remembrance is already stirring, felt in quiet moments of reflection and shared stories, urging us to face the inherited weight with compassion and courage. A single word echoes through these visions for 2025: purification. Not a harsh judgment or cataclysmic end, but a profound spiritual cleansing, a clearing of what has long weighed heavy on the soul of humanity. From the outside, This process may appear chaotic, turbulent, disorienting, even overwhelming. Yet, what if this chaos is merely truth, long suppressed, finally breaking free to rise to the surface? A striking vision shared by a monk in Kyoto paints 2025 as the year the earth sighs. Not a cry of anguish or a roar of defiance, but a sigh soft, weary, and laden with meaning. It speaks of an earth exhausted by the burdens it has borne, releasing a breath held for too long, letting go of what no longer belongs. This image invites us to ask, what are we, as individuals and as a collective, clinging to that is no longer ours to carry? Old grudges, inherited fears, or systems built on shaky foundations. Some foresee tangible disruptions rippling across the globe, financial systems teetering on the edge, weather patterns growing erratic and unpredictable, political structures fracturing under the weight of division. These may indeed unfold as signs of a world in transition, but they are merely symptoms, the visible tremors of a deeper, more profound shift. The true transformation is energetic, a recalibration of the unseen currents that flow through us and the planet. This shift is felt in the quiet stirrings of intuition, in the collective yearning for authenticity, and in the growing awareness that we are part of a larger web of life, now calling us to shed what distorts our connection to it. Across spiritual traditions and even in the observations of those attuned to Earth's rhythms, this energetic cleansing is already underway, urging us to release, realign, and step into a clearer, more truthful way of being. The shift will begin in your body, subtle yet undeniable, like a whisper from within. You might find tears streaming down your face without a clear cause, a quiet release of something long held. Memories may slip through your fingers, fleeting and elusive, while your dreams grow vivid, painting scenes that linger long after you wake. You may sense the emotions of others, joy, fear, or sorrow, before a single word is spoken, as if your heart has tuned to a hidden frequency. These aren't signs of unraveling or weakness. They are evidence of opening, of your being stretching to embrace a deeper awareness. As Eckhart Tolle wisely noted, life will give you whatever experience is most helpful for the evolution of your consciousness. The year 2025 embodies this truth, acting as a crucible for transformation. It will peel back layers of illusion, false beliefs, societal masks, and distractions that obscure your essence. With gentle but unyielding insistence, it will pose a question that reverberates through every moment. Who are you truly, beneath the stories you've told yourself and the roles you've played? This inquiry isn't meant to unsettle but to liberate, inviting you to shed what no longer aligns with your authentic self. Across the globe, people are already reporting these sensations: heightened sensitivity, intuitive flashes, and a pull toward inner clarity, suggesting a collective awakening that transcends borders and cultures. This year will be a mirror, reflecting not just who you are but who you are becoming, urging you to step boldly into that truth with vulnerability and trust. The second great revelation of 2025 will pulse with undeniable force. Purpose will surge to the forefront, becoming an urgent, almost visceral call. Those who have drifted through decades of familiar routines, clocking in, fulfilling roles, meeting expectations, may wake one morning to a profound sense of emptiness, as if the life they've built no longer resonates. The titles they've worn, the masks they've donned, will feel like ill-fitting garments, too tight or too threadbare to contain who they are becoming. And they won't fit, because 2025 will act as a crucible, gently but relentlessly dissolving false identities crafted to please, conform, or survive. A nurse, who poured her life into caring for others at the expense of her own dreams, may find herself inexplicably drawn to a canvas, her hands trembling as she paints visions she didn't know she held. A grandmother, who long silenced her truth to preserve family harmony, may discover her voice rising like a tide, its power shaking the walls of complacency around her. A retired woman, once dismissed as past her prime by a world blind to her worth, may begin writing a book, her words weaving stories that mend wounds across generations. These shifts will feel disorienting, even jarring, as the ground beneath familiar lives trembles. Yet, beneath the initial confusion lies a luminous clarity, a recognition of what has always been waiting within. This phenomenon, already stirring in countless lives, reflects a global wave of realignment, where people are shedding societal scripts and embracing callings that align with their deepest truths. It's a time when the soul's quiet whispers grow loud, urging each person to step into their purpose with courage and trust, no matter how unexpected the path may seem. Purpose doesn't always shout. Sometimes, it whispers. And in 2025, many of us will finally be quiet enough to hear it. A third vision, resonant across spiritual leaders, particularly within indigenous and Buddhist traditions, unveils a striking shift for 2025. The natural world will awaken in ways that defy expectation. Animals will move and act with unusual purpose, wolves lingering closer to human settlements, dolphins forming intricate patterns in the sea, or birds circling in formations that feel almost deliberate. Children, with their unfiltered perception, will begin to speak truths that pierce through the ordinary, their words carrying wisdom far beyond their years, as if channeling insights from a deeper source. Nature itself will respond, not with the violence of storms or quakes, but with a quiet, purposeful intelligence, as if it's communicating directly with those who listen. A healer described this as the earth speaking in symbols, a language of subtle yet profound signs. Picture a bird tapping insistently on the same window each morning, its rhythm too precise to dismiss. Or clouds arranging themselves into patterns that echo sacred geometry, fleeting yet unmistakable. Imagine a tree falling in your yard, not randomly, but on the exact anniversary of your father's passing, its collapse stirring memories and meaning. These are not mere coincidences but invitations, gentle yet insistent, to pause and perceive the interconnectedness of all things. In 2025, the world will brim with such signs, woven into the fabric of daily life, but they will reveal themselves only to those with eyes willing to see and hearts open to wonder. Will you notice these moments, attuning yourself to their significance? Or will you brush them aside, labeling them as strange, random, or nonsense, retreating to the comfort of the familiar? The choice is yours, as it always has been, rooted in the gift of free will. Yet the predictions are unequivocal. 2025 will not be a year for sleepwalking through existence. It demands presence, a conscious engagement with the subtle currents of meaning that ripple through the world, urging you to awaken to the dialogue between your soul and the living earth. It is a year of awakening, of sacred discomfort, of remembering who you were, before the world told you who to be. For some, this will trigger fear. We like what's familiar, even if it hurts us. But there is healing in the unknown. One woman described her 2025 vision like this: I saw myself floating above a house I used to live in. I wasn't scared. I was free. And I heard a voice say, "You're not going back. You've outgrown this shell." Powerful, isn't it? The fourth prediction for 2025 pulses with transformative power. You will shed identities like a snake sloughs off old skin, letting go of the roles, labels, and self-concepts that no longer serve your evolving truth. The process may feel raw, even disorienting, as you release versions of yourself crafted to fit expectations, soothe insecurities, or navigate a world that demanded conformity. Yet, this shedding is not loss, it's liberation, making space for a more authentic you to emerge. Your pain, though heavy, is not a punishment but a preparation, a refining fire that has honed your resilience and deepened your capacity for empathy. Every hardship you've endured, each piercing heartbreak, every sting of betrayal, those solitary nights when the darkness felt endless, was not random or meaningless. Those moments were sculpting you, softening the edges of your spirit, and forging a quiet strength within. They were readying you to carry what lies ahead, a purpose that aligns with the unique light you bring to the world. Your presence here in this moment is no accident, woven into the intricate tapestry of existence with intention. Nor is this message a mere coincidence. It arrives as a reminder, a gentle nudge from the universe to recognize your place in the unfolding story of 2025. Across spiritual teachings and personal accounts, this theme of purposeful transformation resonates, with countless individuals feeling the stirrings of renewal, as if their past struggles are now fuel for a brighter, more aligned path. This year will invite you to embrace your journey, trusting that every step, even the painful ones, has been shaping you for a role only you can fulfill. In 2025, many will be called, not in a loud, dramatic way, but in quiet nudges, an urge to start over, to move, to forgive, to speak, to stop pretending. If your heart is whispering, listen. If your body is aching, rest. If your soul is stirring, answer. The final vision for 2025 emerged from the stillness of meditation, vivid and transcendent, an immense lotus flower unfurling its petals across a vast, dark sky, its radiance piercing the shadows. Each petal shimmered with a name, inscribed as if by an unseen hand. Some names belong to people, those living, those who have passed, and those whose stories intertwine with yours. Others were places, sacred sites, forgotten lands, or cities pulsing with life. Some names felt unfamiliar, belonging to souls not yet born, their presence a whisper of futures yet to unfold. As the vision deepened, a profound realization took hold. This lotus was the collective soul of humanity, a luminous tapestry of interconnected lives, histories, and destinies. It was opening, not in a single moment but as a gradual sacred awakening, each petal revealing a piece of the greater whole. This image, echoed in the reflections of mystics and seers across traditions, speaks to a global shift in 2025, a blossoming of consciousness where divisions soften, and the shared essence of existence comes into sharper focus. It's a vision of unity, not as a distant ideal but as a living process, unfolding through every choice, every act of courage, and every moment of connection. The lotus does not bloom in isolation. It invites you to see your name, your story, as part of its petals, calling you to participate in this awakening with intention and heart. One petal at a time, not through force, but through surrender. That is the final prediction for 2025. Surrender. Not giving up, but letting go of what no longer fits. This is the year of energetic alignment. The year where what you do, what you say, and what you believe must match. If it doesn't, you'll feel it. Not as punishment, but as a sacred discomfort nudging you home. So what can you do? Be still. Breathe deeply. Trust your intuition. Say no when your body contracts. Say yes when your soul expands. And most of all, don't be afraid of the shadows. They're not here to harm you. They're here to teach you. Buddha once said, no matter how hard the past, you can always begin again. And 2025 is your invitation, not to panic, not to predict, but to participate in the rebirth, in the healing, in the remembering. You are not too old. You are not too late. You are exactly right on time. The world will change, but you, dear one, you will transform. If this message resonated with your heart, I kindly ask you to share it with as many people as you can. Together, we still have time to make this a year of true transformation, for ourselves and for those we love. Let this be the ripple that inspires change. And while you're here, please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Every action you take helps this light reach someone who may need it most. May the infinite power of the universe bless you with peace, clarity, and purpose.